shady. I hate to say this, Mr. Wandering Shade, but you're acting very shady. That was the joke that I was going to make before my stream crashed. Okay, I don't know why that happened. Hopefully, it will not happen again, because otherwise, this will be very frustrating for everyone. Not least of all for this poor bog guardian who has to be resummoned because the game has to be restarted. Clearly, he's already upset. Look, he will not even look me in the eye. Anyway, alright. We are back looking for our good friend, Mr. Wandering Shade. In the barrow-downs. Ah. Still I linger. One foe remains. Okay. In the south he rose, from an earthen grave, one flesh and whole, now bones depraved, by spirits seeking a home. A man of bone slept neath Cardolan's stone, rising once struck low by oath brothers, now sundered twain. Brothers cursed return again to face this foe from who they stole, for deeds most noble in intent. Whilst evil walks, so too will we. Seek you he, beyond the border, south towards Stone, the land of Cardolan, his bones there still roam. Sounds to me like the fate of Wandering Shade and his brother are tied to this other Wandering Shade, the Bone Man. The Shade does not know precisely where the Bone Man may be found, other than that he lies somewhere in the South Barrow-downs. The Shade spoke of the bones of a man of Cardolan returned to life, and of the oath he and his brother made. Well, that seems perfectly reasonable. And I'm going completely the wrong way. I forgot how large the Barrow-downs are. In my mind, they were always much smaller than the old forest, but I don't think that's actually true. I think they may cover more actual real estate, just lacking the maze element. Way down there. So are there no quests for the Southern Barrow-downs besides the Bone Man? Or exclusive to the Southern Barrow-downs? Or am I being an idiot and should have turned in the ones I had to get a bunch of quests for the Southern Barrow-downs? It's another great sight. Look at those arches. Or, I suppose they're not arches, but... You will die by lightning. That was all me. I didn't see anything come from the Bog Guardian. You know what? I just got it. Lily. Like lily pads. That's how you spell lily, right? That doesn't look right. Hold, please. Definitely not checking the spelling of lily. Definitely not. Right. Did not check it. I just have renewed confidence arbitrarily that it's correct. Now that is interesting. Look at this place. I don't know that I've been to the Barrow-downs at all since way back when I was using Bone Man. Excellent. He stood no chance. But since I was using a machine with much less impressive graphics capabilities, and the ones I'm using are not impressive, so I think I'm seeing this area in a whole new light. More deeds. 600, my goodness. Come on, Lily. Let's not dally too long. It looks very painful getting stabbed from below with a spiked root. Now what does this do? 30-second. How sloppy of a player am I if I only really pay attention to my direct damage spells? Just boss battles notwithstanding, I mean, there's just no reason to concentrate on anything else, especially when Lily's doing all the damage. Most of my participation in combat is done because I like to watch the animations, to be perfectly frank. Like this. Keep up, Lily. I suppose I could turn you off aggressive. Just till we get to where we want to go. No, it's passive. Wait, have I finished all my... deeds? I don't know that I have. Do you see a wandering shade, Lily? We have company. Ah, there he goes. Hear you this, brother? Hear you absolution? Rest now, brother. Rest as we were, as we shall be. Bone Man's Band. That is actually an amazing band name. The Bone Man's Band. That's pretty good. Leather armor. Oof. Let's go by price here. 266. Yeah. Ooh. Nice. Duty done again. To rest at last I yearn. So too my brother, wandering by night. A spirit lost, brings naught but fright. Provide this ring, show him it's done. Then we rest, neath moon and sun. You know what? I can do that. Oh, well. We need to manage our inventory. Do we have any more gear? I don't think so. Wow. I have let myself go on some of this. Wow. What is this? Might as well. Nothing special here. Oh, good. I thought that was... I didn't think that was a consumable. We're going to jump off of a cliff to get back to our quest hub. Come on, Lily, it's fine. Wow, she actually did it. Oh. I thought you would go around.
How can I be of service?
You have our thanks. When we make ready to move out of this accursed place, we will need as much of the area clear as possible. These folks are not used to traveling as those of us who spend our lives on the road. We shall need every advantage we have available to prevent the loss of more lives. Oh God, this is gonna be Southern Barrow-downs quests.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Our forces were split when we entered the barrow-downs, and were set upon by wights, Bogged, and all other manner of fell creatures here. Some followed myself, while the others headed south. There is a place where the hill rises high and separates the southern barrow-downs from the northern barrow-downs. It is called Dead Man's Perch, and I pray that the name does not hold true. It overlooks southern Bree, and is a flat area that we have oft camped at, if necessary. I pray you can find the others there. I'm sure I can.
A lovely day, isn't it?
Oh, that is a relief. It seems I know my daughter well. She actually had gone after that last prince of hers. Well, maybe she's learned her lesson and won't be so foolish in the future. I know I will certainly never come here again. I do hope I can survive her tweens. Maybe then she'll get some hobbit sense. Maybe. Never assume anyone's going to get hobbit sense. Alright, so we're... got the cloak. Definitely an upgrade.
Greetings.
Definitely an upgrade. Well done. You have helped us greatly, friend. Perhaps you could do a little more for us.
What do you need?
Yes, I heard their howls and turned to barks, then whimpers. You have done well. We will enjoy the respite your actions have earned us. Oh, good. That's it for you. That's good to hear.
Hello there.
I'm relieved you have returned. I was worried I'd be sent you to your death. Now let me look at the lore fragments you have brought back. These parchments are troubling. They appear to be written by men of Carterland. They speak of the kingdom falling into ruin, and those that remain falling victim to a great plague. But that is all. This doesn't answer, though, why such fell creatures came to the barrow-downs. I fear these fragments have only yielded more questions and few answers. We're no help.
What can I do for you?
What? Fell creatures attacked you as you tried to gather these stones? I had not seen them. The guides kept us well shielded from whatever it was that was attacking them. I am glad that you fared so well, friend. Well, these runes reveal nothing new. Each stone gives a bit of an account of the man who was buried there. There's nothing to reveal why these terrible creatures have taken up in these barrows. This is quite a mystery.
Would you do something for me?
Bah. It seems that this may not be the first time that such terror has plagued these lands. The bits of parchment you recovered lead me to believe that two brothers fought to recover a great treasure of Carterland and brought it here to the northern barrow-downs. Ah, that's our wandering shade. The lore fragments you brought me mention a fortress named Ostgorthad. The men of Carterland took many of those who fell sick to the plague there. The ruins of that fortress still stand today in the south. It is from here that a terror rose and cursed the brothers for their theft. If you are willing, you may seek the treasure or the history of that treasure at the northern barrow, not far from here to the east. Perhaps we can learn more about these men and how to stave this evil from spreading beyond the bounds of the barrow-downs.
How can I be of service?
We have a lot we need to get rid of. Scholars, I don't care about that. Let's see. Okay. Never going to use that. More players who are more prone to completion or perfectionism will be very frustrated by my lack of interest in deeds, and probably, or not deeds, in what's the word? Tasks. Well, deeds as well, though. I don't really go in for spending too much time on those sorts of things. I'd rather have the gold, quite frankly. And the deeds, I get what I need, and I'll come back later. Much better. Well, I won't say much better, but better. Okay. Oh, Bombadil. Back to the forest. Come, Lily, you'll be much more comfortable here. As well I, quite frankly. I am an elf, after all. Yeah, whereas the old forest would probably have less of a negative impact on an elf than on other races, because elves are a bit more comfortable in old natural environments like this. I imagine that the elves would be more bothered than other races by something like the barrow-downs. Just any sort of part of the world that is tainted by a curse or anything like that. You know, Tolkien gives us reason to believe that that would be exceptionally difficult to deal with by elves.
Hey do, merry do, my hearty.
Ho there, stay a while, or are you still hurried? Offrengroth, you say? That's a dark place, full of dark wights, and you've no need of going. If you must, and I'll not be staying you. Very well, come closer, and I'll be telling you. Well, whatever's cheapest, I suppose, or more expensive.
Hello, friend.
The Great
Can I
Barrow.
help you with something?
The Great Barrow is not a place for weak hearts or frail limbs. Wicked wights and evil lords make merry in their terror. They've never caught old Tom, and never will they. He's the master. If you be a-going, Tom will take you. Okay, so I guess...
Hey do, merry do, my hearty.
Well, my merry fellow, ready to go leaping over barrows? Skip along and we'll sing a song that will make the dark ones rattle.
An unholy alliance is forged within the depths of Offrengroth, the Great Barrow, a sinister pact which could spell doom for Eriador.
Oh dear. So you're just going to let me go in alone. Dour hands. Oh, Skorgrim and which the Nazgul? Is that what we're dealing with? Not a place you would expect to see dwarves. Randomly in the barrow-downs. Which I suppose is not random, but... Yeah, I really want to do some group content here. Come on. I knew that was going to happen. Nice. We make quite the team, don't we, Lily? And do not patronize me. And pat me on the head and say how good of a job I'm doing. have handled that better. Ugh. What am I trying to do here that I'm struggling so much with? I'm using the wrong hotkey. That's why it looks like my character is just standing there doing nothing. The Witch King and Skorgrim, going back to Ivar, who originally resurrected Skorgrim. I did a poor job here. Whew. That was close to a close call, Lily. Sorry about the arm. Alright. Ooh. And you... Oh my goodness. Look at that beauty. Alright. Yeah. The stats aren't worth anything, but man, oh man. Wait, outfit 4. You must bind it. Okay, fine. Yes, bind it. Take it back off. Put it. Look at that beauty. Kindle staff, it was called. So it's like a. Is that what it was, right? Kindle staff. Yeah. So it's like a. Almost like a lantern of some sort, or not a lantern, like a post in the ground. Yeah, with a lantern. The ring moves east to Imladris. Imladris is Rivendell. I will kill you all on my own. Why would I even... I think this used to be a fellowship quest back before they made all story quests solo. Or epic quests solo. Oh dear. This is not a situation that starting off well for me. Nice. Very nicely done. Sambrog. Greetings, fool. If thou seek an audience, thou may approach. Well met. My master sends thee greetings. I grant thee the boon of an audience before I kill thee. Thou seem desirous of certain knowledge, so I will give it thee, for the dead speak not. The white cackles. My master seeks a great power for the Dark Lord, but the Dark Lord has more designs than this. The Pale Dwarf shall go to the north and gather an army in the name of Angmar, the Witch King. The Gaunt One, a great power himself, and to whom I owe this form, goes to the east. There in Agamar he shall awaken a power that lies sleeping in the waters. With her under his command, the skies will turn to blood, and all shall despair. Now thine audience comes to an end. Thy death awaits thee. Well, I'm glad you made sure to tell me your entire plan before you killed me. Oh, shoot. Just flawless victory, Lily. Really. He's unbeatable. It cannot be. It's Tom Bombadil. What be you thinking? Dead men should not be walking. Wow. Certainly put my thunderstorm to shame. I'm awfully embarrassed. Was it worth the trouble? Did you learn your lesson? Leave the dead to sleep their dreamless sleep and walk yourself upon the green grass under the sun. Come now, my merry friends, a warm fire is waiting. That's nice.
Saruman the White has become the jailer of Mordor. It was he who orchestrated my capture and imprisoned me atop Orthanc. Why here the Windlord came to my rescue and saved me from this accursed tower. All would have been lost if Strider hadn't found Frodo and the hobbits.
Talk to Tom Bombadil. All right. Once he's done
Hey,
carrying
do,
on.
Mary do, my hearty.
Yeah. The darkness is behind us in that dank and dreary tomb. We'll make our way back into the light and feel the sun on our faces once more.
What can I do for you today?
Old barrow wights from Angmar came. They disturb the peace and trouble folk who wander through their mounds. Let the dead sleep and leave their troubles in the earth, unless, of course, you wake them dancing on their rooftops. Here, come, my friend. Linger here no longer. To Bree you should be a-going. You've a friend there who awaits you. Back to Strider. Excellent. And we have new shoulder pads. Can these shoulder pads solve our problem? No, they most certainly cannot. Ooh, I want to do the loot box here. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, gosh. What a shame. Well. Oh, wow. Sure, why not? Let's... Not a bad score. You know, I'm almost certain we have skill points we have not put in yet. So let's get back to camp here. Well, Lily, I must say, this staff alone has made the entire trip worth it. Will we ever find a staff that is cooler looking than this one? Do we want to sell anything? Why not? Tobold, the leaf cutter.
Greetings, friend.
Yes, Jasper. Say hello to everyone. Oh, so I guess this is that chest we found earlier. Uh, search the northern barrow-downs for an ancient chest. Yeah. Collected an ancient journal. I feel like we should go ahead and turn this in because this is the kind of quest that you know is going to have more parts to it. You never find something. This is an MMO rule of thumb. If you find a journal or a parchment or a note on a body, you're never at the end of the quest chain. You're basically getting started at that point. And now that I've sort of exerted that so confidently, let's hope that he does not make me eat my words.
How can I be of service?
Ah, you've found something. Many of the pages are missing, but perhaps I can glean something from those which remain. Ah, this is almost too terrible to read. The author, a man of Cardolan, tells of how those few of Cardolan who remained died in a great plague, borne along by dark clouds from the east. Soon after, fell spirits swept down from the north. The man writes of tormenting dreams that followed, dreams of a place called Angmar. Soon after, the dead walked the land once more. In the last entry, the man writes that he fears that he too will succumb to the plague, but that his body will never know rest. How I wish I had remained ignorant of those cursed lands. Yet now I find I must know more. If you ever find more pages of this journal, bring them to me. Perhaps in this knowledge, a defense against these fell spirits can be learned. Not going to wear that. 4, 8, alright.
Will you give me a moment of your time, friend?
Oh, fellowship quest. Oh, Great Barrow quest, okay. Scoff. Scoff at that staff. Greetings again, Garrelad. I have been studying the materials you brought me from the barrow-downs and have learned much more since we last spoke, a matter of seconds ago. I would ask one last favor of you. This journal that you found for me contains a vast amount of knowledge. Through it, I have learned that the men of Cardiland buried many relics with their dead. It may be that some of these things may be made to help defend against such creatures as the barrow-wights. The journal speaks of chalices that were buried in the Great Barrow itself. I wonder if you could go there and gather some for me. I am sure there are many of them inside the catacombs of the Great Barrow. I will definitely be doing this quest, but I will not be doing it anytime soon. I've got all kinds of stuff going on here. I need to do this too. Okay. Alright. Well, I was right. There was more to the quest, but it's a group quest for the first dungeon, which is the Great Barrow, which is the one we were just in, but there is a group version of it where we fight I believe we fight the Sambrod character again, but I could be wrong. I haven't done that quest in several years, or that dungeon. It's actually a very pleasant day today among the barrow-downs. I mentioned on a stream before, but I live in the southeastern United States, and we do have burial mounds like this here. They don't have the spires on them, but they are literally Indian burial mounds, and you can go visit them. And they don't have ghosts, as far as I know. It feels so much more painful when it's this staff. Just look at the difference in the damage that I do versus Lily. I mean, the game is basically... it's an escort mission. It's Lily playing the longest escort mission in history. Oh, good. Five LOTRO points. It's definitely different LOTRO points. Oh, I love this. I love this spot. Okie dokie. Oh, bounties.
Might I take a moment of your time?
I don't really care about these. But there's a good chance I'll be... yeah. I'm going to be here for a bit anyway. Why not?
Stay a moment.
Yeah, bounty.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Ooh.
Greetings.
The others live? This news fills me with hope. Now we must focus our efforts on helping these folk and seeing that we, too, can escape from this accursed place. Oh, you have no actual quest for me. Great. Alright, Bob. Red Thistle. I like your name. Wow.
Stay a moment.
At the edge of the old forest, south through the barrow-downs, there are many bears suffering from a terrible plague. The only way I can see to save them from their agony is to destroy them and ensure that they do not spread this plague into the remainder of the old forest. You will find the bears and the plague carriers deep to the south where the walls of the old forest meet the barrow-downs. Destroy the bears and then destroy the disease crawlers infesting them. Ugh. Jesus, really? You may find some of the disease-carrying crawlers outside their hosts as well. Well, this is a nightmare scenario, isn't it? I'm glad Beast isn't here for this.
Could I spit with you a moment?
The corrupted tree... You didn't have the Scottish thing going on before. And I know that's not just me. The corrupted trees must be purged out of the southern barrow-downs, but they may yet return to the natural fold. To determine this, I will need their seeds. Yeah, I can't make that work. Collect their seeds and return them to me. If they can be saved, I will see that the seeds are brought to a place where they can grow into natural creatures once again. You will find the corrupted trees deep within the southern barrow-downs, where the walls of the old forest are too thick to pass beyond.
Would you do something for me?
You've done good work dealing with those old wights, but I'll be honest with you, Gary lad. These are creatures of legend, and the legend runs deeper than these mounds can provide. The great barrow, called Orthrengroth long ago, has always been a place that few are brave enough to face, because of the legends of the powerful beings that once walked there. With the return of these legendary creatures throughout the barrow-downs, I can only assume that more have risen within the great barrow. Orthrengroth lies towards the southern end of the barrow-downs. Stout or not, I'd not go it alone, if I were you. The great barrow is sure to be a bad place. Maybe you should take some friends? Maybe I should, indeed. Alright, so that's something that we don't have to worry about. Rest, my brother. Yeah. Rest, indeed.
Would you do something for me?
Long have I lived within the bounds of Bree-land, and my family has long exchanged tales of the people that lived in these lands. We spoke of their relationship with the old forest, and how it was by their hand that the forest began its slide to ruin. It is for these reasons that I find sorrow in these lands and not fear. Deep to the south, where the eaves of the wood are too strong to penetrate, you will find moving trees who have long been separated from their brethren. These once noble trees are ruined and rotted from within, and I must ask that you destroy them. It is for the good of all that we in them before they become something even more vile than they already are. Well, at least all of your quests are in the same place roundabout. Basically all right here by the forest.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Oh, what a fine, strong person you are. You remind me of my own poor sons. They've been gone for some time now, and I've heard nary a word from them. You see, it started with my son, Malin. He was sure there were treasures out in the barrow-downs for the taking and left seeking his fortune. After a few days passed, and he didn't come back, I sent his brother, Amlak, out after him, and I've not heard from him either. Now, I've ventured here with these others after my sons. Amlak said he'd camp at the Dead Man's Perch on the eastern cliffs, but he was not here when we arrived. The others here think he's gone further south. Can you go and look for him? I'm going to be quite upset if both of her sons are dead. That's the thing about this game in particular, and maybe other MMOs as well, but there's so many quests that it's easy to miss the tragedy of... Because, I mean, it really would not surprise me if both of her sons are dead. And it's easy when you're just running through the game and getting stuff done. And I imagine even when writing these quests, it's easy to just sort of throw it together. But I do try to just, absorb it a little bit. Just, it makes it more engaging. But certainly not everybody's style. And on that happy note, I think that's actually all we're going to do today. Yeah. That's it for the... Well, not it for the barrow-downs. The northern barrow-downs, anyway. I forgot how much there was to this zone. But anyway, I appreciate anyone that tuned in, and I will see you next time.